Samantha Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sadhang Mang Munirajas Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Acchara sanghata matang piche bhikkhave bhikkho metta cittang asevati ayang uccati bhikkhave bhikkho arittajjano viharati sattu sasana karo oadapati karo amoghang ratapindang bunjati. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello, Dhamma friends. Today, with this special Dhamma Talk Series, week number 15, I have selected a topic that can be very useful, very helpful, very beneficial to each and every one of you. Whether you are an academic professional, whether you are a spiritual practitioner, whether you are just a lay person or an entrepreneur or any other person, even for those little young children who are into their busy schedules with their studies, and the other people who want to achieve some goals in their life. This can be very helpful. Inner peace. How to maintain that inner peace? I think every one of you love to be happy always, right? Every one of you love to have smile all the time in your face, and every one of you love to be healthy, strong, and if you really want to maintain that, then we need to really commit ourselves. You need to know how to do that. And hopefully, some of those things that I share with you today can be really helpful. I hope, I definitely hope that will be very helpful. And I will also share some of those tips and tricks, life-saving hacks sometimes that can be very handy for all of you to maintain inner peace. All these things will lead to inner peace. And all of us, every one of us, want to have that everlasting peace and happiness. to get rid of all these sufferings, all these sadness, all these sorrows, all this restlessness, fear, jealousy, all the defilements that are coming in all the time and trying to harm us, trying to hurt us. We want to get rid of those things. We want to find everlasting peace. Whether you are a Buddhist or not, I hope this can be applied to everyone. If you are a Buddhist, you definitely want to maintain this for sure. So, the Buddha said many things about how to maintain inner peace. Today I started with a little Pali stanza. I think I should start elaborating a little bit about that. Achara sanghata mattampi bhikkhave bhikkhu metta chittang sevati. Achara sanghata means like this, like snapping fingers, like even for a short time, like snapping fingers. If someone develop metta or loving kindness, that can be very helpful. So the Buddha says, by developing metta, even for a short time, it takes to snap their fingers. Those monks and novices are said to be following the Buddha's instructions. So that means metta is an integral part, inseparable part of monks and nuns' life, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis' life. That is the most important thing that we need to remember. And then again, all the followers of the Buddha, all those disciples of the Buddha, upasakas and upasikas, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis and upasakas and upasikas, they all should have metta, loving kindness in their life. This is really important for us to remember. And the Buddha said, Ayang uchati bhikkhave bhikkhu aritta jhano viharati sattu sasana karo oada patikaro amoghang rata pintang bunjati. They are spreading the sasana, the teaching of the Buddha. They do not consume people's offerings in vain. So when you practice metta all the time, you are actually not wasting. When people offer food, and if you also don't have the metta, loving kindness in you, the food that you eat is really wasting. If you maintain this loving kindness all the time with you, you are not wasting people's food, because the monks and nuns, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis in particular, they depend on people's alms. So we depend on people's alms. Um, it's very helpful if we keep maintaining our loving kindness all the time. Then we do not waste that food. And the Buddha says it is beneficial when they eat this food. So when you eat the food that the people offer, you should find it more beneficial if you keep maintaining your uh, metta, loving kindness. This is how I started with. So the power of metta is so important for us to remember. The metta is something that we can always find um, such an important, such a powerful impact in our life. How to maintain that? How to maintain that inner peace? How will I find this metta practice be so influential in my day-to-day life. This is the thing that I want to share with you today. To begin with, I would like to share a story of the gatekeeper. There is a gatekeeper, someone, an institute. There is an institute, so lots of people work there, and all the office bearers, so many people work. And then, how do you make sure that your institute is safe? By hiring a good, trusted, powerful gatekeeper. So they hire a gatekeeper. The authority of that institute hire a gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper is given some equipment. Gatekeeper is um, given all the authority to um, check the people who are coming in, and the gatekeeper watches. Whenever people come, he watches. Or this one, but at the beginning, the gatekeeper is very respectful to all the people who are coming in and out because he is new. So definitely he needs to be respectful to all the people. And eventually, as the time goes by, with the workshops that he also undertakes with the company, he starts to learn that some of the people who come visit this institute, the company, he recognizes them. He recognizes the CEO of the company. He recognizes the president or the secretary or the treasurer or the all the important portfolios of the company. He recognizes them. Whenever those cars appear, he knows that this car belongs to that person. So he opens the gate without any problem for them. And he also recognizes those people, the sanitary workers and everyone. So it's very comfortable for him. And sometimes visitors also come. And when he sees those people who are not so regular, but can be possible potential important customers, with due respect, he will also frisk them. He will check their bags, identities, and all these things, and then he will let them in. And all those people who are coming in to the company will be also mindful of the fact that there is someone who is watching them. That will be the gatekeeper, the security guard. So this gatekeeper's role is so important for the protection of the company. And sometimes the other people also can come, and then he will also have a short interview with them. Why are you coming here? What is the purpose of your visit here to the company? He will watch them, and he will interview them, and they will say, this is why I'm coming here, and all these things. And if those persons visit to the company is useful, then he will let them in. Otherwise, he will say, okay, you have nothing to do here, you can go back, or you have not enough documents here, you have to fill them, complete them, and come back. And you can give, the gatekeeper can give instructions to them. So this is really important for the protection of the company. And the people in at the company, those workers, everyone, they can work peacefully without having any problem. They can work peacefully. They do that. And what happens? So I would like to say this is exactly like how our mind is working with the mindfulness. Mindfulness is just like the gatekeeper. mindfulness is just like the gatekeeper. So, gatekeeper's role is to protect the company from unwanted infiltrators and invaders. And the mindfulness does the same thing, very same thing. Mindfulness does the very same thing. And so, um, it is very important to have a trusted gatekeeper so that the company is protected. And similarly, we need to have a very, very important, powerful, empowered gatekeeper, that is the mindfulness for the benefit and welfare and well being of our own mind. If we have a trusted mindfulness, if we have a trained mindfulness, our mind will be protected. The mindfulness will take care of the rest of those problems, especially those outsiders coming in. And when the mindfulness recognizes the thoughts coming in, he will recognize those are wholesome thoughts. Oh, this wholesome thoughts is very important. So he will let those wholesome thoughts to come in. And let's say like generosity. Oh, very good. You are welcome here. Welcome to our company. And if he says something like loving kindness, welcome. You are most welcome here. And if he sees some really important, wholesome thoughts, um, generosity, loving kindness, and also those appreciating others, sympathetic joy, equanimity, all those beautiful, beautiful thoughts, wholesome thoughts, whenever they come, the mindfulness will welcome them. Remember these things. First thing first is recognizing them. So at the beginning, the mindfulness has to recognize them. Okay, this metta or loving kindness is a good thing, and then this generosity is a good thing, and appreciating others good things, sometimes people don't appreciate them. We need to appreciate the other people whenever they do good things. We need to appreciate them. Then the mindfulness recognizes this is a good thing, this is a wholesome thought, and this is good for this mind. So he will let them in, and eventually he will recognize oh, these are the good things and these are the unwholesome thoughts, and so he will check them in. And as I mentioned at the beginning, without empowering, without recognizing, the gatekeeper can let everyone come in, but he will take a look, he will watch them coming in. And similarly, the mindfulness will also let all the thoughts coming in, whether good or bad, wholesome or unwholesome. He will, mindfulness will come, let them coming in. And then those now let's say unwholesome thoughts, anger comes in, jealousy comes in, all those nasty, maybe lust, greed, all those things can come in. And then when they come in, they also recognize, they also are aware of the fact someone is watching them. Someone is watching them. Who's that? That is the mindfulness. Mindfulness is watching them. So when the anger comes in, as the mindfulness is watching them, anger cannot settle in the mind. Anger will be anxious. Anger will be hesitating to actually do any damage. Anger will come naturally, and he will come and take a look and go back. But if we don't have a gatekeeper, all these homeless people, maybe unwanted guests, can coming in and settle in. Same thing with the mindfulness. If we don't have the mindfulness, all those unwanted thoughts and they can come and settle in our mind. It's really, really important that we have this uh, important, powerful mindfulness, well trained mindfulness. Um, this is uh, This is so important for the protection of our mind. How to empower this mindfulness? That is by constantly practicing. If you constantly practice, this mindfulness will take care of us so very well. And this is something that we all need to remember, how to protect the mindfulness, how to empower the mindfulness, how to give workshops to the mindfulness, and how to also give some extra tools, protective tools to the mindfulness, so that the mindfulness will take care of our mind, and that is by constant practice. Remember, we need to practice daily, constantly, regularly. This is really important. And if you want to have a trusted, well-trained gatekeeper to the company, you need to train that person. You need to give some equipments. These days, people give so many equipments to them, like maybe a gun, maybe like metal detector, maybe like pepper spray or whatever, so some baton maybe. Those things are provided to that person, and maybe computer or some technology. Many things are given to that person. Same thing, we need to provide those things to our mindfulness. Then the mindfulness will be ready, and in the course of time the mindfulness also will be able to bounce back some of those unwanted guests, unwanted thoughts. Okay, you are not belonging to here, you have nothing to do with here. Okay, anger, go away. Jealousy, go away. Lust, go away. Greed, go away. He can say that, but not at the beginning. At the beginning, he will be cautious, mindful, but he will allow all of them to coming in. And they will come in, but they will also know there is mindfulness watching them. So they will come and go back. They will not settle. And many of us don't know, if we don't have a mindfulness, we don't know how those thoughts are coming in and settling us. And sometimes we get sick, people get sick, and sometimes people get cancer, sometimes people get blood sugar, high blood pressure, all those things. And then when they think, oh, something has gone wrong, we should go to a doctor. And the doctor say, okay, get this medicine, take this medicine. And they keep taking medicine and till the end of their life. And because of those continuous medications, their internal body organs also get damaged, and eventually they die prematurely. And if we have this mindfulness, well trained, properly trained mindfulness, we can get rid of those things. Medication, nobody likes to take medicine, I think. You always would like to have a life without medicine, and you don't want to be like a walking pharmacy. You don't want to carry a big bag of medicines all the time with you. You don't want, right? So take care of your mindfulness, train mindfulness. So in order to do that, you need to train yourself. Practice every single day. Make sure you have this mindfulness ready with you and work for you. And if you properly train mindfulness, it will be very, very helpful to all of you. The other little story, it's not actually a story, but short story, hopefully. We have many snakes all around. So many snakes are there in the world. Some can be very poisonous, some can be not so mild, some can be really innocent. But snakes are there, some unwanted bugs are there all around us, right? So if we do not harm them or do not mess with them, they will be okay. There will be hundreds and thousands of bugs and other snakes and all. So they will always be there. You can really get rid of them. If you get rid of them, actually, that will be devastating for this ecological balance. So it's important that um, you let them live too. It's very important. So let them live their life. You don't mess with them, and you don't take those snakes into yourself and later suffer that, oh, I suffer because I just took that snake in and the snake bite me back. If you live them their life, you live your life peacefully, coexist with each other, then you should be fine. You should be safe. Similarly, many of us have the problem of coexisting with the things around us. Many of us take those outside snakes into ourselves and then suffer. And let's say people think that the children or the relatives or the employees or like friends, family members, whosoever, you think of them, you over worry, and then you suffer yourself. Many of the people um, that I have encountered, they mention that they suffer a lot because of their children, because their family members, because of the co-workers, because of those people around. They suffer all the time. And it is like taking those snakes. Don't let them live their own life peacefully, and you unwantedly mess with them. You can live harmoniously with them, coexist peacefully with them. If not, of course, they will bite you back, and then you will suffer. This is what happens to many of us. So I would like to again suggest you, please um, make sure you maintain your own inner peace. Peace is so important. Inner peace with you is so important for you to live a peaceful, happy, and healthy life all throughout. Remember. And I also want to share another story with you. That is about the creating conditions. Like when we create conditions in your mind, for example, um, our past karma can always come back to us. Our past karma is always there, waiting to attack us. Sometime, if it is unwholesome bad karma, it is waiting for you to create a condition. And if we create a condition, like let's say, like you get negative all the time, you get like bored, you get like pessimistic. Okay, life is crazy, life is nasty, and I don't like this. I'm like very angry, I'm very restless. What happens when you are negative? All those unwholesome bad karma in the past will infiltrate and invade your inner peace and harm your inner peace. Then you will be in trouble. And so you are the one who is creating that condition. You are the one who is allowing those, mostly those unwholesome bad karma to come and harm you. And instead, of course, there can be some very powerful bad karma that can trouble you. If you have done some really powerful bad karma, that can always trouble you. But most of those, vast majority of those bad karma, unwholesome karma, even if they try to infiltrate your inner peace, you can um, You can take a shield, you can make a shield. Like during the pandemic, we had face shield, and we had a mask, face mask, so that we make sure that that unwanted virus will not come into us. Similarly, we can have even a better protection, like a laminating, a shield that cannot be pierced. We can create that shield within us by creating a better condition within our mind. Like, let's say you don't get angry. If you don't get angry, most of your problems will be over. It's very hard, it's very challenging, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. If you train yourself to practice metta all the time and continuously practice metta, you can do it. You definitely can do it. I strongly suggest practicing metta is a really good thing. I will also um, share with you later on how to practice metta much more easily and comfortably all throughout our life. And make sure you do not allow unwanted, um, unwholesome karma to danger or harm your inner peace. It's really important. And by creating that condition within your mind, I know it is always challenging, but again, it's not impossible. It's always possible. It's always possible. um, so how to do that? Maybe by physically you need to, you need to fix certain things in your day-to-day life. Let's say, like, every day when you wake up, first take care of your own bed, make your bed. That is the first thing. And when you go to bathroom, also clean everything, including the mirror and the sink, everything. Clean it nicely then and there. When you also um, get up from your bed, maybe other people can see your bed. You keep it nice, and it gives a good energy and little bit of self appreciation. Oh, I do it all the time, I have that. So reward yourself, appreciate yourself for doing that. And when you go to bathroom, you also clean and make it nice. So appreciate yourself for doing it. And wherever you go, like if you cook in the kitchen, don't make it a mess. You can also clean it then and there, and keep things nicely orderly, so that it gives a good vibe, a good energy. If you are a student, make sure you don't mess with your study table. Keep it nice and don't have so many things on the table. And in the room, not so many things in the room. Little things, very important, very useful. Little things are important. And having those simple but neat and tidy, organized lifestyle can be very helpful again. That is physically. But then again, practicing yourself mentally will be the other most important key factor. Practice yourself every single day. Sit for a major session, 1 hour if possible, so much the better. And let's say you are completely new to meditation. Sit for 5 minutes. It's okay. Just sit for 5 minutes, fully focus, full give your full attention to that. That will be really helpful. And later on, maybe first week you can practice 5 minutes a day, and the second week you increase 1 minute, one more minute, and so the second week you practice 6 minutes a day, and eventually you keep increasing, and you will be able to practice more and more. and you will feel that body pain is no more. It's getting better. Your body is getting used to it, and keep practicing it. So the major session, you continue to increase 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and 1 hour and more. So much the better. And you will also remember, you will also notice, observe, when you increase your sitting session, the impact is so different. Let's say somebody is practicing like 20, 15 minutes. So in your major session, while sitting for 15 minutes, it's a different experience. When you continue to practice for 30 minutes, it's again a different experience. And you continue to go through physical suffering, and also continue to work with your monkey mind. You will notice that is so important, that you see that the gradual progress of your mind. And when you reach out to 1 hour limit, you will feel that your mind and body is so much better and comfortable, and your meditation is much more comfortable and advanced and deep. So much the better. So above 1 hour is always rewarding. So practicing major session is so important. And then one session at least a day, you need to practice sitting meditation every single day. Maybe like you fix your time, 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever time, sit and meditate. And then in the daytime, sometimes when you get angry, sometimes when you get sad, sometimes when you get jealous, sometimes when you have lustful feelings, greedy feelings, all these things, whenever you notice that you have that emotional disturbance, close your eyes, take a good long deep breath, and observe that feeling, observe that thought, observe that mind. So I would like to say this is like TikTok meditation. So TikTok meditation, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, even 5 minutes. Just close your eyes, then and there, on the spot, right at that time. Practice your meditation and read your thought. Oh, I have greed now. Look at my mind, look at my body, and see how I react to this situation when I have that greed. Oh, I have anger now. Look at me and see how my body reacts to when I have anger. Oh, I have jealousy now. If you recognize you have jealousy, you recognize how your bodily reactions, how your mind works with that. It'll be really fun actually to see those beautiful experiences with different mental situations. It's really helpful. So I would like to say, continue to do this TikTok meditation all throughout the day whenever you have special mental disturbances. Um, Even while driving, you can do that. Like when you see the yellow light, do not accelerate. Okay, it is time for me to have this TikTok meditation. Um, it is time for me just a few seconds to take a long deep breath, but don't close your eyes when you are driving. Open eyes is fine. You can still read your mind, read your thoughts, practice, and this will be very helpful to all of you. Um, and this continuous recognizing the mind, recognizing the thoughts, and recognizing the emotions and dealing with it can be really helpful. And eventually, this is how you are actually empowering your mindfulness. This is how you maintain your inner peace by training your mindfulness. So these are really powerful practices, training that you give to your mindfulness. And that way your mindfulness will eventually take care of you, your mind. So I continuously strongly recommend practice mindfulness all the time. And then the other thing, one of the really powerful practices that I strongly recommend is to practice loving kindness, and also a little bit of anapanasati. Anapanasati, like contemplation on your breath. We keep breathing all the time, right? The moment we are born into this world, you are a living being only when you start breathing. If you are not breathing, the doctor will take your body, the small little baby, and he will even shake until you breathe in, until you cry. And when the baby cries, that means you are breathing. And from that time onward, until the very last breath of your life, you are a living being. You continue to breathe every single day, morning and night. Even when you are asleep, you are breathing in. You continue to breathe in. But we do not pay attention to that actually. If we know that we have such a powerful tool within us, every single day, every single moment, that we can use it for the benefit of our inner peace, you will be surprised. That is this breath, contemplation on breath. And you will notice that also when you close your eyes and take a long deep breath and recognize your thoughts, and also see how your breath pattern changes. When you are angry, you have a different breath pattern. When you are jealous, you have a different breath pattern. When you are greedy, you have a different breath pattern. When you are lustful, you have a different breath pattern. When you are emotionally disturbed, you have different breath pattern. When you are peaceful, meditate, different breath pattern again. So in both good and bad occasions, you will notice you have different breath patterns. So continue to contemplate on your breath patterns. That is anapanasati. That is anapanasati. So you can continue to do that. Continue to practice and see how they actually incorporate with our own emotions. It will be really important investigation into yourself, your own inner. This is vipassana, insight meditation. How this is important, how this is helpful for our day-to-day lifestyle. When you are angry, look how you breathe. When you are sad, look how you breathe. And that will be really helpful. Eventually, you will notice your breath pattern, whenever they change, that can also debilitate your good health. You will continue to get angry. You don't know how it is impacting your physical health. For example, if someone is getting angry all the time, that person can have really bad impact on that person's health. It's really bad. So you need to see how those people continue to get stress and hypertension, blood sugar, and cholesterol. All these things can grow up, and also some people can get cancer. If you continue to get angry, your physical appearance also can change. You see some people, when they continue to get angry, um, that beautiful, pleasant face is changing their complexion. If you continue to practice loving kindness instead, you will notice that you will be a very pleasant person. You can see the transformation yourself. When you go to mirror, when you clean the mirror, look yourself. Look into yourself without makeup. Look into yourself. Um, you are changing for the better because you don't get angry. Try to not get angry for one whole week and then continue to develop that. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to cover up, camouflage my face um, because I don't want to look ugly in front of the others. But if you practice loving kindness, you will notice that you don't want that makeup anymore. You are a much more comfortable person, confident person. You are much more pleasant person because inner peace is more stronger within you. Just continue to practice this loving kindness. Okay, now that is about the contemplation on breath, and also I would like to share with you how to practice um, metta, loving kindness. So, metta is something, loving kindness is something that we can practice in all the four postures. Let's say you have like breathing meditation, anapanasati. Mostly you can practice with the sitting posture. Of course, you can also practice with the standing posture, but it is mostly done with the sitting posture. But amazingly, this metta meditation or loving kindness can be practiced in all the four postures, while walking, while sitting, while sleeping or laying down, and also standing. So in all the four postures, these are the four major postures where we practice meditation. Loving kindness can be practiced in all the four postures. Of course, while cooking, you can practice loving kindness. May this food be beneficial to my family members, whosoever you are cooking for. Or if you make a tea, you can also make the tea with loving kindness. May this tea be beneficial to my guest, my family member, loved one, whosoever. And whenever you enter an assembly, you will see many people. You can send loving kindness to those people first before entering that assembly. You see many people that you are not aware of them, not familiar with them. Best way is to send loving kindness. That is your self introduction and being very confident within you when you do that. May they all be well, happy, healthy. May they all be well, happy, healthy. Before entering, while entering, when you are there, continue to send loving kindness to those people. And you will feel more confident and comfortable living among so many unknown people. When you eat, send loving kindness to the people who have provided this food, to those unknown farmers, unknown transporters, unknown people who have cleaned and packed that food, and eventually people who have cooked this food. And now you are eating, you are going to eat. Before eating, you can send loving kindness to all of them. Take a little bit of time, make it a habit to send loving kindness to all of them. And as I mentioned, like while driving, also you can do that. May all the drivers around be peaceful, be well, happy, healthy. May they be able to reach their final destination without any problems. Send loving kindness to all of them, all the drivers around. So you will feel much more comfortable. And then while taking shower also you can do that. Now you don't have anything to do. You just send loving kindness to all sentient beings, to yourself, to all the others. Remember, loving kindness also should be practiced within you. First of all, you need to send loving kindness to yourself, and then to your loved ones, neutral ones, and also to the other people. Some people say sending loving kindness to near and dear ones is easier, but what is the point in giving loving kindness to neutral ones? What is the point? There is a point. Let's say, like, you go to a shopping mall and someone crazy, like, you don't know those people, many of you don't know them, they don't know you, but one random person maybe goes crazy and take a gun and kidnap people or do something nasty, and you might be a victim. Who knows? There can be a little time, short time, for them to turn hostile towards you, towards others. So it is so important that you send loving kindness to those neutral beings as well. Neutral does not guarantee that they are good people. There can be very nasty people among those people as well. So sending loving kindness to those neutral people are so very important. And then many people also have a challenge in sending loving kindness to those people who are hostile, enemies, or unfriendly with you. Of course, it is difficult. That is why you don't begin with that. You start with yourself, and then you start sending loving kindness to your near and dear ones, loved ones, and then to the neutral ones, which is little bit okay, like you don't know, they don't know, so it's fine. You can send loving kindness to them as well. But remember the benefit when you send loving kindness to them. And then to the unfriendly ones, the enemies, the hostile ones. Why should we do that? Because we don't live forever. This life is very short. And so, what is the point in having enemies, unfriendly ones within us? Sending loving kindness to all of them, all those unfriendly ones. Think of those people, make a list if you have, from the beginning of your life. Okay, I had someone in the school who was teasing me, who was bullying me, who was yelling at me, who was like hurting me, revenging me, hating me, disliking me. Try to identify them. Maybe they are still hiding inside you. Actually, they are not hiding. You yourself are hiding those emotions within you. You still have the grudge. You are holding on to that grudge very, very strongly. Whenever you think of them, you get very upset and frustrated and aggressive. So you continue to nurture those emotions, and you actually get sick yourself, physically, mentally, both. So it's important that you send loving kindness to them as well. And at the present time, sometimes you can be, there can be some people who are not happy with you. Maybe they are jealous of you, they are angry with you, maybe even for simple no reason. You might be you might be trying to always do good things, practice loving kindness, do try to make peace with them, but maybe some other people can still find like jealous of you or angry with you, try to hurt you, try to hate you. That can be there because maybe your own bad karma in the past. So whenever you see them, make sure you're not going to live forever. You don't want enemies anymore. Even if they have the grudge against you, you don't want to do that. So you want to clear your mess first. Maybe in the course of time, your past enemies have become neutral, but you are the one holding on to that grudge and you are still burning yourself within. you are intoxicating, you are making yourself toxic, and your inner peace is being endangered so much because you are holding on to that grudge, that anger, that hatred towards the other person. So try to um, clear with that mess. Sending loving kindness to the unfriendly one in that way is so, so important. That is why it is important to practice loving kindness all the time. So thinking thus, whenever you go to let's say you go to a hotel room, um, like sometimes you have to, you go to a hotel, you go to a friend's house. If you haven't been to that place before, or every time you go, before entering, send loving kindness to all those seen and unseen beings. Take permission from them. Be thankful and grateful for allowing you to use their facility. In that way, you will also be much more comfortable and confident. You will be safe as well. Okay? So, these are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. I think we have some questions ready, so I would like to answer them. And I hope this practice can be very helpful to all of you. I really do want you to train your mindfulness as a trusted gatekeeper so that your mind can be protected. You can eventually find that inner peace, that everlasting peace. Peace be on earth, peace be within you, peace always maintain you as a powerful and meaningful person to this earth. May you all be well, happy, healthy. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhita.
Thank you so very much, Venerable Bhante Sumit, for this profound speech on how to maintain inner peace. I'm sure all our Dhamma friends around the world were benefited today. Uh, Dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, we will take up your questions now, and we encourage you to post your questions in simple language through the Dhamma USA YouTube channel. Bhanteji, there is a question from Dhamma brother Suminder Dharmasena. The question is, how do you develop Metta Jhana Bhante? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Um, Metta is can be practiced as a jhana as well. That's actually very powerful practice. Um, so, as I mentioned, like with your meditation, you can continue to sit and practice. Also, while walking, while sitting, and while laying down, you can practice. So, practice yourself first, sending loving kindness to yourself, thinking of your own body. Of course, some people have wrong notion that we should not love ourselves because it is like generating your own ego or something. Not really. Sakkaya ditthi. Because the Buddha said, Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta, when you say sending loving kindness to all sentient beings, that includes yourself. So we always start with ourselves. Ahang avero homi abhya pajyo homi anigo homi sukhe attanang pariharami. May I be well, happy, healthy. That should be the first thing. Um, may I be, may no harm come to me, may no anger come to me, may no hatred come to me, may no jealousy come to me, may no fear come to me. That way you send loving kindness to yourself. That will be really, really helpful. And also, while practicing, you can also focus on your physical discomfort if you have. And let's say, like you have a backache, lower back problem, and or some other joint pain or headache or whatever. If you have any special discomfort, pain, hurting, or whatever, then focus more spotlight on that spot, occasion, area, and send loving kindness. May I be well, happy, and healthy. May I be well, happy, and healthy. May I be well, happy, and healthy. Send loving kindness to yourself. Keep sending loving kindness to yourself first, and then to your neutral, uh, like your loud, near and dear ones, loud ones, and then you can also send loving kindness to the neutral ones, and then to the unfriendly ones. This is one way of practicing metta. And there is another way of practicing metta, that is direction wise. Again, you start with yourself and then send loving kindness to all seen and unseen beings in the northern direction, southern direction, eastern direction, western direction, and all those areas like upper and above, everywhere. All sentient beings, seen and unseen, men and women, children and elders, and all sentient beings, humans and non-humans, all sentient beings in the like skybound, earthbound, waterbound, um, all throughout this universe, beyond this universe, all those universe, seen and unseen, you send loving kindness to all of them. That is immeasurable loving kindness. And then you can also think of metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. So metta is unconditional, immeasurable love that you send to all sentient beings without any demarcation, without any limitation. And then karuna is for those suffering beings, those who are uh, less privileged than you. You can send loving kindness to them as well. And then you can also send loving kindness to those people who are better off, like mudita, sympathetic joy. There are some people better looking, better educated than you, better placed in the society, and they are better off in every aspect, and you don't feel jealous of them. Send loving kindness to them as well. Be happy with their achievement. Maybe you can inspire yourself by seeing their wonderful achievement. Sending loving kindness to them also is important. And then eventually, um, not being moved by whatever happens around, that is upekha, equanimity. That's something I have hinted before, like taking the snakes into yourself. There are many snakes around. Let them live their own life. You don't mess with them. Don't take them into yourself and don't suffer because they bite you back. And there are many things. So maintain your unshaken mind. This is an advanced practice actually. But when you keep doing it, you'll be able to achieve jhana. Uh, More things are to be said, but keep practicing like this, and eventually you should be able to achieve even jhana through metta.
Bhanteji, the next question is from Dhamma sister Kathy Q. Let us say a friend shares a story about another person or complains about another person. How should I handle this situation so my mind doesn't let the unwholesome thoughts about someone else, uh, about the other person, complain? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so then, this is a good question. Like we have this tendency to human tendency to share the people's weaknesses. We really enjoy sharing other people's weaknesses. That is like enjoying the gossip. People really like it. They do it all the time, everywhere. Yeah, there can be a lot of people doing it, and so you should be careful first. Maybe you can have your own policy. You can tell them honestly, sincerely, and also with the caution, also mindfulness. Make sure your language is um, very precise in that. Don't use some like harsh words. Do it with mindfulness and kindness, with loving kindness. Tell them, my friend, I think it doesn't make any sense to me, and it doesn't help you as well by sharing this thing. Um, and But there can be situations where you can really avoid such things, and then I want to give you this beautiful tip to everyone. I would like to say, please use this short formula. It's okay. I'm okay. May he be well, happy, healthy. It's okay. I'm okay. May she be well, happy, healthy. If there are a lot of people, it's okay. I'm okay. May they be well, happy, healthy. It's okay means whatever that person says, complain, gossip, or whatever, it's it's their business. Okay, I can really. I'm trying to avoid that, but I can really stop them doing it. If then you can say it's okay. I am okay means you are not taking that snake into yourself. You are not swallowing that poison into yourself. So I am okay. My inner peace is not touched by that, not intoxicated by that. I am okay. I am not shaken by that. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. May he be well, happy, healthy. If he is a lay person, whosoever, lay or whatever, um, he or she, you can say, may she or he be well, happy, healthy. And if you see many people doing that same gossip thing all the time, you can also not being influenced by that. May they be well, happy, healthy. Just do that, and you will find so helpful with this practice. Okay, I think you are mute.
Oh dear. Sorry, Bhanteji. It is from Dhamma friend Tan Victoria. Since I was young, I want to get peaceful life and mindset, but I couldn't get it, and I feel like my life is meaningless. How should I do every day in my life? What is the most important thing for me to do till I feel peaceful till my last breath? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I think if you listen to my Dhamma talk, I was just exactly sharing things that was helpful to you. Till your last breath, yes, you can keep doing it. So you said, I want to get a peaceful life. That is so wonderful. And mindset. I couldn't get it, and I feel like my life is meaningful. Many people think that way. That many people are frustrated with their own life. I'm not happy. I could not achieve my goal, so I'm not really happy or satisfied with my own achievement, my progress. I think first you need to stop doing it. Number one, stop thinking that way. Number two, start appreciating yourself. Those little things like making bed and appreciate yourself. Oh, I did a wonderful thing. Clean your mirror and clean your bathroom. Or appreciate yourself. Oh, I did a wonderful thing. And organize your room. I did a wonderful thing. And eventually, many things that you do, you will notice that, oh, I am also doing so many good things in my life. I might not have earned so much money, I might not have educated, got maybe a lot of degrees like the other people, but I also have some really good things. Maybe some of them are really more useful. Maybe you are so generous. Maybe you are so kind, compassionate. You are very helpful. You are not jealous. You might have those things that the other people have less in intensity. So appreciate yourself. Stop complaining about yourself. Start rewarding yourself, appreciating yourself. So sending loving kindness. This is part of sending loving kindness to yourself. And this is, I think, what is more important to you. Until the very end of your life, you keep appreciating the things that you do good. Like, appreciate things like currently, I am trying to work on my anger. Currently, I am trying to maintain my inner peace. Currently, I am also trying to improve my meditation, sitting meditation. I also listen to more Dhamma talks, and I also try to meet more wonderful Kalyana Mitta friends. And also, I am trying to practice some of those wonderful Dhamma sharings. That way, you will feel more comfortable and confident, and reward yourself, appreciate yourself. Okay.
Banteji, there's another question, again from Dhamma sister Kathy Q. When we enter a strange place like a hotel or camping site, do we say thank you for allowing me to use this facility, and a thank you and sending loving kindness to all being seen and unseen? Sadhu.
Yeah, I think it should be definitely done by all of us. I actually used to do this many a times whenever I do that. Last time we were in Italy, we were actually camping in the jungles, and we were sleeping in the tents, and then we did the same thing. There could be unknown territory, so you are jumping into unknown territory. There can always be disturbing factor. There can be like wild animals. There can be other seen and unseen things. You don't know. The sentient beings can be there. You are into their own, invading their territory. So make sure you are not doing it. And if you do it with, take permission. Be thankful. And then those seen and unseen forces will be a little bit comfortable and friendly with you. If you go to a hotel, maybe you're going to sit on a chair that someone is sitting, you don't even see. Or use the chair or the bed, maybe some previous owner, whosoever. We don't know actually. There could be that you are invading, infiltrating without their permission. But if you do it with mindfulness and loving kindness, they can be less hostile. They can be even more friendly with you. You take their permission. Thank you so much for allowing me to use your facility. Thank you. Being thankful and grateful is always so wonderful, and it doesn't cost you anything, but it will reward you with so many benefits. So keep doing it. Whenever you go to an assembly, whenever you go to a friend's place, whenever you even enter your own house, send loving kindness to all those people. At home, maybe there can be some people who are distressed, and maybe some people like seen, unseen people can be there. Sometimes when you get injured also, think of those, some um, maybe people who passed away want to send some sign to you. Maybe practice loving kindness, or um, transfer merit to them. That can be helpful too. That also is a wonderful thing that I would like to share with you. Whenever you are hurt, you get injured, you get some distraction in your life, practice a dana. Um, and then transfer merit to your departed ones. That also will be very helpful.
Banteji, there are no more questions. So, with that, we conclude today's Dhamma sharing and look forward to meeting you with more insightful Dhamma sharings in the coming weeks. Let's keep our palms together close to our hearts and pay respect to Venerable Bhante Sumitta with three sadhus. May you always be well, happy, and healthy, dear Venerable Bhanteji. Sabbe tyo vivajantu, sab rogo vinasatu, mate bhavat vantarayo, sukhi digayu ko bhavat. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. See you again next week at the same time. Good night and Teruvan Saranai.